The land of Egypt was once gripped by fear and despair. A new Pharaoh ruled, a tyrant who saw the growing Israelite population as a threat. He feared their strength and sought to diminish them. He decreed that all newborn Israelite boys were to be drowned in the Nile River. It was during this time of unimaginable cruelty that Musa was born. His mother, Jochebed, was a woman of immense faith. Desperate to save her son's life, she wove a basket of reeds. She made it watertight with pitch and placed baby Musa inside. With a heavy heart, she set the basket adrift in the Nile, placing her trust in God's protection. Little did she know that her act of faith would have far-reaching consequences. The basket carrying Musa floated downstream and was discovered by the Pharaoh's daughter. Touched by the baby's cries, she took him as her own, naming him Musa. And so, Musa, the one destined to liberate his people, grew up within the very walls of the oppressor's palace. Musa's early life was one of privilege and comfort. Raised as a prince of Egypt, he received the finest education and was surrounded by luxury. Yet, even within the opulence of the palace, he could not escape the stark reality of his people's suffering. He witnessed their hardship, their forced labor, and their constant fear. As Musa matured, he became increasingly aware of his true heritage. He learned of his Israelite ancestry, of his people's rich history, and of their plight under Pharaoh's tyranny. This realization ignited a fire within him, a sense of responsibility and a longing for justice. One day, Musa saw an Egyptian overseer brutally beating an Israelite slave. Overcome with anger and a sense of protective kinship, he intervened, striking down the Egyptian. This act of impulsive defense had severe consequences, forcing Musa to flee Egypt and seek refuge in a distant land. Fearing for his life, Musa fled Egypt, leaving behind the only home he had ever known. He journeyed eastward, crossing the Sinai desert until he reached the land of Midian. Exhausted and alone, he came upon a well where shepherds were watering their flocks. There, he encountered the daughters of a Midianite priest named Jethro. The women were being harassed by other shepherds, and Musa, ever the protector, intervened on their behalf. Impressed by his courage and kindness, Jethro welcomed him into his home. Musa found solace and purpose in Midian. He married Zipporah, one of Jethro's daughters, and embraced the life of a shepherd. He spent his days tending flocks, contemplating the vastness of the desert and reflecting on his destiny. Little did he know that his time in Midian was a period of preparation, a time for God to shape him for the momentous task that lay ahead. One ordinary day, while tending his flock at the foot of Mount Horeb, Musa witnessed an extraordinary sight. A bush appeared to be engulfed in flames, yet it remained unconsumed. Intrigued and drawn to its ethereal glow, Musa approached the burning bush. From the midst of the fire, a voice called out to him, a voice that would forever alter the course of his life. It was God, revealing himself to Musa. He spoke of the Israelites suffering in Egypt and declared that he had chosen Musa to be their deliverer, their shepherd, their prophet. Despite his initial hesitations and feelings of inadequacy, Musa accepted the divine call. God reassured him, promising his constant guidance and support. Armed with unwavering faith and endowed with divine authority, Musa embarked on a journey back to Egypt, a journey that would test his resolve and forever etch his name in the annals of history. Section 5. Facing Pharaoh, the courage of Musa and the power of God. With a heart filled with both trepidation and determination, Musa returned to Egypt. He stood before Pharaoh, the very ruler who had once spared his life and now held his people captive. Musa, now a prophet of God, delivered a message of liberation, demanding that Pharaoh let my people go. Pharaoh, blinded by pride and arrogance, refused to acknowledge God's power or heed Musa's words. He scoffed at the idea of releasing the Israelites, viewing them as his possessions, his slaves. To demonstrate his might and break Pharaoh's stubbornness, God unleashed a series of plagues upon Egypt. Each plague was a testament to God's power over nature, a demonstration of his ability to control the elements and bend them to his will. Yet with each plague, Pharaoh's heart hardened further, his resolve unbroken. Section 6. The Plagues of Egypt, Demonstrations of Divine Might. The plagues that struck Egypt were as awe-inspiring as they were terrifying. The Nile River, the lifeblood of Egypt, turned to blood. Swarms of locusts devoured their crops, leaving behind a trail of devastation. Boils covered the bodies of Egyptians and their livestock. The sky rained down hail and fire, a display of raw, untamed power. Yet, amidst these calamities, God protected the Israelites. Their land remained untouched, a sanctuary from the chaos that engulfed Egypt. Each plague served as a stark reminder of the Israelites' God, a God who could both punish and protect, who could wield nature's fury and shield his chosen people from harm. Section 7. Freedom's Dawn, the Exodus and the Parting of the Red Sea. After enduring plague after plague, Pharaoh finally relented, broken by grief and the overwhelming might of the Israelites' God. He agreed to free the Israelites, allowing them to leave Egypt and journey to the land promised to their forefathers. Led by Musa, the Israelites embarked on their exodus, a journey towards freedom and a new life. But Pharaoh, his heart hardened once more by regret and resentment, pursued them with his army, determined to recapture his former slaves. Trapped between the pursuing Egyptian army and the Red Sea, the Israelites despaired. But Musa, with unwavering faith, raised his staff. The waters of the Red Sea parted, creating a dry path for the Israelites to cross. They walked through the sea as if on dry land, the walls of water towering on either side, a testament to God's awe-inspiring power. Section 8. Wilderness Trials, Faith-Tested, Lessons Learned. The Israelites' journey to the Promised Land was not easy. They faced numerous challenges in the wilderness, their faith tested time and again. They grumbled against Musa, longing for the comforts of Egypt, forgetting the hardships they had endured. They faced hunger, thirst, and attacks from hostile tribes. Through it all, God remained their provider, their protector, their guide. He sent manna from heaven to feed them and water from rocks to quench their thirst. Their time in the wilderness was not merely a physical journey, but a spiritual one as well. It was a time for them to shed the vestiges of slavery, to learn reliance on God, and to forge themselves into a nation bound by covenant and faith. Section 9. The Covenant and the Commandments, the Torah and a Sacred Agreement. At Mount Sinai, God revealed his laws and commandments to Musa, inscribed on 2 stone tablets. These 10 commandments became the foundation of the Israelites' covenant with God, a sacred agreement that would shape their lives and their identity as a people. The Torah, the divine law revealed to Musa, encompassed not only the 10 commandments but also a comprehensive code of conduct, encompassing every aspect of their lives. It provided guidelines for worship, for social justice, for ethical behavior, and for living in harmony with God and with one another. The revelation at Mount Sinai was a pivotal moment in the Israelites' history. It marked their transformation from a group of former slaves into a nation chosen by God, entrusted with a sacred mission to uphold his laws and be a light unto the nations. Section 10. A Prophet's Legacy, Musa's enduring message for humanity. Musa, the prophet who led his people out of slavery, stands as a towering figure in history. His life and teachings continue to inspire people of all faiths, offering timeless lessons in courage, perseverance, and unwavering faith. Musa's story teaches us that God chooses the ordinary to achieve the extraordinary. He empowers those who appear weak and guides them to overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles. His legacy is a testament to the transformative power of faith, the triumph of hope over despair, and the enduring strength of the human spirit when touched by the divine. As we reflect on Musa's miraculous journey, let us remember his message of liberation, his unwavering commitment to justice, and his unwavering faith in the face of adversity. Let his story inspire us to stand up for what is right, to fight for the oppressed, and to never lose sight of the divine spark that resides within us all.